There are so many marketing scare tactics going on in the online coaching space right now. I'm seeing it daily. Things like courses are dead, funnels are dead, freebies are dead, cold traffic is dead, organic content is dead. And I'm seeing it in the conversations in the communities I'm in with other business owners as well. People worrying about it, talking about it, and I can see these scare tactics are working. So if you've been hearing them too, and they've got you feeling worried, feeling like maybe you've missed the boat or you're behind in starting your coaching business, today is all about taking a calm pause and talking about what's really going on, the scare tactics that you can ignore, and the ones you need to take a realistic view on what actually is going on, what actually is going to work in 2026, so that you can feel confident in your strategy and in the fact that you are just in time and you're not too late, and next year can be the year for you if you build strong foundations in your coaching business. Welcome to the Life First Coaching Business Podcast, where ambitious, purpose-led coaches trade hustle and burnout for simplicity, freedom, and clients who light them up. I'm Leonie, ex-architect and business owner turned business coach. I'm also a mama, a foodie, and a travel lover, and just a little bit obsessed with online business strategy. If you're craving a business that feels spacious, joyful, and actually fun, you're in the right place. Each week, we'll be diving into the strategies, the systems, and the mindset you need to make your coaching business work for you. So let's dive in. Hello, welcome to today's episode. If you're brand new here, I just want to say a massive welcome to the show. And if you're a returning listener, welcome back. It's so great to have you back. As I said in the intro, today I'm going to jump into some of the things that you might be hearing online, which are making you feel stressed, anxious, confused, and worried about building your coaching business in 2026 so that you can cut through the noise, know exactly what to ignore, what to listen to, and feel calm and grounded moving forward. That's what I'm all about. If you are new here, we are all about taking a calm, grounded approach to building businesses and using simple, spacious strategies to build something that feels aligned and feels life first. So let's dive in. First of all, the reason why there's a lot of scare tactic marketing going on right now is because there have been a lot of shifts in the market. The market is maturing, and that's the main thing that's going on. The online coaching and education space has matured. There's also obviously a lot of shifts going on in the economy and in tech, AI, ChatGPT, all those things. So there's a lot changing. And it's also noisier online. There's more content. But what that means is that the coaches who are using these scare tactics right now are trying to find something to cut through that noise and get noticed. And most of the time, when I then go on to read into more about what they're saying, I can see the point they're trying to get across. But it's all about having these provocative hooks to grab attention. And I use hooks as well, and I suggest my clients use them because I do think you do have to play the game to some extent and capture people's attention because attention is fleeting. So I can totally understand why this is being used. But I think telling people that certain tactics are dead is not true. I don't agree with it. And I see a lot of these things working well for me in my own business. My freebies are working, my courses are selling, and my ads are working. And all these things that I see people saying are dead, I can see working. So where I want to focus today is taking that fear away, particularly if you're a new coach, if you're new in business and things haven't fully gotten off the ground for you yet. Take away that voice in the back of your head that might be saying, I'm too late, I've missed the boat, I should have done this 2 years ago, 3 years ago, it's too noisy now, it's way too hard. All these things that you might be believing because of these messages that are going around on the internet. Because when you start to hear like everything is dead, you're going to be just thinking, why would I even bother? And that's the last thing that your future clients whose lives are going to change for the better because of you need you to be thinking. Is the last thing you need to be thinking when you have this dream and goal of building your freedom-focused, impact-driven business. So what we really want to be focused on is what needs to be done differently in 2026, and understand that it really is about getting the foundational stuff right and then choosing the tactics that support that foundational strategy. Because there's one thing that works in business, and that's solving someone's problem. If you can solve someone's problem, and it's a problem that's painful and urgent enough for them to want to invest in solving it, then you have foundations of a business that works. And then you need to layer in the strategy that gets that message out to the right people and find tactics that do that according to the landscape that you're building your business in. So essentially, that's what you need to do. And what I see a lot of the time is people jumping into those tactics and worrying about those tactics before they've really nailed those foundations and got clear on that problem that they solve and exactly how they solve it. Having their offer mapped out so they're clear about it and they understand exactly how to communicate and package up the way they solve that problem for someone. And then having messaging around it that really speaks to that ideal client and shows them and tells them how that offer helps them. So those are the things to really get focused on first before thinking about marketing tactics and visibility tactics and how you're going to get this offer in front of your ideal clients. And I 100% believe that courses still work when the promise is clear and it's positioned well to a more sophisticated buyer in 2026. I believe that funnels still work when the buyer journey is aligned and intentional, and there's some additional layers built in that mean it's not so passive and it's much more about connection. And freebies still work. A freebie is an offer. And as long as you treat your freebie the same way you would treat your offer, make it very specific, make it very clear, make sure it solves a real problem, then freebies still work. People still want them. Social content still works when it speaks clearly to a specific person. Email funnels still work when they are good emails, when they speak to someone directly. And paid ads still work when the offer is positioned well. It might be that you have to be more specific, more nuanced, have more clarity and more conviction in your offer. So it's all about that messaging, that positioning and that offer. And those things do need to be more dialed in than before because it is noisier, because there are more offers out there. So it is important to really focus on that foundational strategy and not see it as just a quick thing to tick off, but actually is the thing that's going to make all the rest of your strategy and your tactics and your efforts work. Because I honestly believe that the coaches who will win in 2026 aren't the ones who can shout the loudest or scare people the most. They're the ones who will have mastered clarity, clear messaging, an amazing, irresistible offer, a layered nurture strategy which includes education and connection, and what I call consistent seed planting. So what you really want to do is think of your business like a garden. When you have a garden, the first thing you do is plant seeds, and then you have to nurture those seeds and water them daily and take consistent action to take care of your garden. And a lot of the growth that's happening is happening under the soil. You're not going to see it happening. You've got to wait until things sprout, and you don't give up on watering your garden because you can't see the shoots the day you plant the seeds. But this is exactly what new business owners often do. And I think it's because there are people out there trying to sell quick wins. So therefore, you might be thinking that you should be seeing results immediately as soon as you post about your offer once, or as soon as you launch your website. Leads should come flooding in. But what is actually true is those things all come from continuing to nurture that garden, from continually showing up, sharing your message, getting visible, and not giving up before those shoots appear above the soil. Now, to take this analogy even further, the coaches who started their business during COVID or in the year or two after COVID, they were planting their seeds in soil that was the most fertile soil that no one had ever planted seeds in before. And so it was very easy to grow those shoots and to see those shoots popping up very quickly. They had ideal conditions. What it looks like now is that soil is a bit more used. I'm not a very experienced gardener myself, but what I know is the house we live in has a very established garden, and the soil is not ideal. If you plant anything in soil in our garden without adding topsoil, adding compost, aerating it and digging it, nothing's going to grow. And that's what you have to do nowadays when you're starting a business. You've got to take care of that soil. You've got to deal with the foundations of your business, and you've got to prepare it more than people did in the past. And then when you do that, all your seed planting and watering is going to pay off. The solution is to get that foundational soil in a good place before you start planting the seeds and before you start watering them every day. So we are all about good soil, good foundations, and then you can create the rhythms in your business, like how often you're going to show up and water the seeds and exactly how you're going to do that. And I think when people are talking about these tactics being dead, it's just because you need some layers in that strategy nowadays. You can't just set and forget an email funnel and have it working for you. You need to also be layering in some personal connection. That's what I believe. And when you're further on in business, that might be hosting some live events or having Q&A calls and ways people can actually connect with you. When you're just starting out, that is about connecting with your followers online. It's about making connections in your industry and getting in front of other people's communities. And it's about having amazing discovery calls and offering really value-based discovery calls. And those are the things that you want to layer in with your social media content so that you can make those connections, have that personal touch in your marketing and sales strategy. And then it doesn't have to be complicated. It doesn't have to be hard. You don't have to feel the fear of nothing's working anymore. Why would I even start a business in this landscape and in this economy? And actually see it as, okay, I'm going to nail those foundations and then I'm going to have a layered strategy that works for the stage of business I'm in. So that's your calm, grounded plan moving forward. If you're new in your business, focus on creating an amazing offer. Get clear on your niche and your messaging, and then create simple, repeatable marketing and sales actions that you can build a weekly rhythm in your business that's doable, sustainable, and doesn't feel overwhelming, and layer in your nurture strategy. And stick with it. Stick with it long enough to see results. Don't expect to see those shoots coming out of the ground within a few days. And understand that the seeds you plant now will become clients in 6 to 12 weeks' time. And people need to see and hear about your offer multiple times before they'll be ready to buy. And when you have that mindset going into it, that it is all about planting seeds, you won't fall into the trap of thinking something, for example, of like, oh, there's a gym down the road that's just opened. Maybe they'd really like to collaborate with a nutritionist. Or there's a yoga studio down the road. Maybe they'd really like to collaborate with a meditation coach. Instead of you thinking, oh, I've only just set up my business. Why would they be interested in me? I'm sure there's someone else more qualified that they could collaborate with. You will think, I'm planting the seed. I'm going to contact them. I'm going to offer some value to help them and help their clients and customers. And maybe they're not going to say yes right away, but I've planted a seed. Then maybe they'll see me on social media. Maybe they'll hear one of their clients mention they've worked with me. And maybe further down the line, they'll contact me because I got in touch with them now. And that's the way to approach everything in your business, is not expecting immediate results, not expecting a payoff straight away. And see it all as planting seeds, and don't give up before those seeds start sprouting. And the clear message there is the sooner you start, the better, because the more you keep putting off planting seeds, the longer it's going to take before you start seeing your garden blooming and flourishing. So start now. Decide that you're ready. Don't wait to feel ready. Don't feel like, oh, the year's almost over. Why would I bother doing anything now? Get yourself set up for 2026 now. Think about how you want to go into the new year. What's going to be your focus? And the best way that you can do that, if you're feeling really overwhelmed and wondering where to start, is to check out the launch kit. It's my 4-step course that walks you through all these foundations to get your business set up, ready to start planting all those seeds so that you can hit the ground running in 2026. And the new year is such a good time for people thinking about investing in themselves and starting something new in their life. So if you can get ready now, you can capture those people who are in that buying mindset in January and February thinking, it's a new year, new me, I'm going to start something new. I'm looking for a coach to help me. So if you can get going now, then you're really setting yourself up for a good start to 2026. So if you want to know any more about the launch kit, I'll link it in the show notes. Jump over onto Instagram, send me a message. Let me know what landed for you in this episode. Has it helped you? Have you been hearing all these scare tactics and feeling a bit overwhelmed or anxious about starting your coaching business? If so, I hope this has helped. I hope this has given you a bit of a deep breath, a moment of calm, a moment of pause to think, no, actually, I am starting my business at the perfect time. And I'm going to build solid foundations to set me up for success. And then I can choose the tactics that are working in whatever landscape I'm building my business in, because those things are always going to change. Those things are always going to be evolving. But the foundational stuff doesn't change. Good offers, good messaging, they work. They are required for any tactics you're using in your business. And again, like everything in your business, they're not a one and done thing. You won't nail them first time and be like, that's it. This is the perfect niche I'm going to have forever. They will evolve as you evolve as a business owner. So again, the sooner you start, the sooner you can start to see where you want to move and treat it all as a really interesting and fun experiment, with the ultimate goal of helping people, working with amazing clients so that you can help them achieve their goals. So I hope this has given you a bit of motivation. I hope it's helped to cut through some of that scary messaging that's going on right now that I can imagine would put you off if you're brand new in business. And I don't want that to happen. I want to see you create the business of your dreams, and I'd love to help you do that. So thank you for tuning in. If you've enjoyed this episode, please give it a quick rating and a review. And if you know another coach who would really benefit from hearing this, please share it with them as well. And I'll catch you again soon. Take care.